everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Daily Rage Quit. I'm your host, Weiss, and alongside me, a guy who hits the dentist 3 or 4 times a year, Steelman.
It's a lot of times. Like and subscribe below, guys. Drop a comment for us. Let us know what you think we're doing and how we're doing on this series. Get the chatter going.
In today's episode, we're going to dive into Call of Duty Lethal, specifically C4. Cleaver's going to dive in, former EOD officer, on how realistic is C4 in the Call of Duty franchise. Let's roll that clip. So let's move on to the next one. I think this is the most interesting one because we mentioned it earlier, which is C4. So C4, we talked about earlier, it's normally 20 pounds, which again, everybody out there, record yourselves. Let me see you frisbee toss 20 pounds. I'd just be genuinely curious how far it goes. And like I said, if you can get it on top of a roof with a frisbee toss, we want to see that. And we'll post all your stuff live on our channel. We'll include at the end of the next video that we do, if you can pull it off. Second story, rooftop. Now, of course, Cleaver, the C4 packs themselves, realistic or unrealistic?
Yeah, I mean, I think the concept is realistic. It's like it's a demolition charge. Like in the U.S., the ones we were most used to I think it's the M183 demolition charge, and it's basically like looks like a little green like messenger bag full of 16 1.25 pound blocks of C4. And it's used for, I mean, traditionally, like back in the day and like in the field manuals and stuff, it's used for like taking out a bunker or something, like on D-Day, crawling up and throwing it into the German bunker or whatever. It's used for, now it's a good bulk explosive. A lot of times people just get them and take out the C4 blocks and don't even, detonate them intact like that. But it would take a lot to try to throw it and, accurately and then run away real quick and get far enough away from that 20 pounds of explosives that so it's not going to rock through your body too before you accurately get them. So it's like around a corner or whatever. Like if you threw it around a corner and detonated it, you're just fucking like if you're still alive, you're just going to be like feeling like jelly,
Yeah. Can you explain a little bit about that, like how the C4 kind of charge works in 2 separate ways? I think you were kind of saying before, is that like, there's the obviously the sonic boom or sonic blast that occurs, and then there are other. So go ahead.
Yeah. So like with the grenade we were just talking about, it kills based on fragmentation, shrapnel or the pieces of metal flying through the air and killing. With this big, 20 pounds is not just a little C4. It's a good, it'll rock you, and how it's going to kill you is it has no hard casing on the outside. It's in like a cloth green, army green messenger bag, or like little, tiny version of that. And when it goes off, it's not going to fling anything except for like rocks and shit in the air, which can kill you too. But it's going to release this giant amount of pressure. It's a chemical reaction. It's the same sort of thing as burning, but if burning happened instantaneously, and that all the energy released from a giant fire is released all at once, and it creates all this pressure, and it's called blast over pressure, and it just go through your body and just make you into jelly on the insides, and just really fuck you up, And that's how it kills. So not with fragmentation, just the pressure from that chemical reaction.
And that level's like that would knock walls down, I'm assuming.
Yeah, especially with C4, because C4 has a real good sharp crack to its explosive, like it's a real sharp detonation, real rapid detonation. That's great for cutting things. And but when it's in like a big block like that, it's mostly just gonna be the raw power, but it's gonna knock down walls and shit.
Interesting.
Now, when it comes to, you mentioned earlier with the trigger mechanism, and we talked about clickers. In Call of Duty, they throw it, and then you double tap square, and then all of a sudden, and it blows up. Is that how they're traditionally used?
Yeah, and I think the clacker if I remember correctly, it's like a little clacker you hold when you throw it, right? That's
Yeah.
the one that comes in a C4 with the C4. That's that sort of initiator. Usually when you're not C4 with fucking the landmine, the claymore. That usually comes in the claymore kit. That's the thing you detonate it with. You squeeze it a few times, generates enough electricity to blow up through the wire the cap. So I guess it's just video games. They have to make it so you can run and gun and have a good time with it. But usually, I mean, 90% of the time, any demolition charge like that's blown up. It's blown up through some sort of wire, whether it's an electric wire or it's a timed. A lot of times, if you were going to just use this to blow something up, you just put it on a real quick couple-minute time fuse and pop that and leave it, and then roll. But in this, the ability to command detonate it, you'd be fucking. I mean, I've never. I don't think practically it would ever be used that way. But there is all sorts of cool remote detonators and stuff that you can get. But you would ruin. I mean, I feel like you would fuck up your. You would ruin a lot of them using them that way, I think.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Rage Quit, a special series with former EOD officer Cleaver. Be sure to subscribe down below. We want to keep these videos going. Also, like or dislike. We need to know if you like our shit or not.
Yeah, keep the comments going. Let us know how you guys like this series. If you want to see more series, or if you want us to touch on other explosives from other games and their real life application, please put it down below. From all of us at the Daily Rage Quit, peace.